Good morning. It's, what is it today already? All I know is I got 3 more days on the roof and it'll be complete. But this morning, sitting here, I think it's the 29th today, Wednesday. It's about 6:20 in the morning. Woke up this morning, came out here, had my cup of coffee on the deck with the dogs. Hey guys, they just love sitting on the deck, and then they come up here for the pets, and Tia comes up here and brings her ball, and they'll throw it for where I'm sitting. It's actually where I'm going to put my big chair. It's the first day in about 2 months since I started working on this place where I can actually sit back and relax. There's something about having the roof complete on this thing. And spiritually, it's the same, right? We need to have a roof complete spiritually, because I tell you, the Lord's about to come. Sitting here contemplating on, I can feel it. I can feel the marching of the Lord, right? I can feel the time when the army of God's going to be empowered, and it's going to start going forth. This great army, end-time army, is rising up now, and soon it's going to be empowered, and it's going to begin to go forth to do great exploits in the world. Lots of stuff happening around, end-time stuff, signs, stuff like that, fulfillment of prophecy, end-time events. But nothing compares to what God's about to release, to raise up his end-time remnant and empower them and send them out to work for him, right? Where his army is going to be changed and translated, still be on the earth, still walking in these bodies, but empowered, right? Filled with his glory and his might and his strength and the 7 spirits of the Lord. And this is what we really need to focus on, because all these signs, it says when you see all these signs happening, to look up, for you know that your redemption draweth nigh. And that's much more than salvation. As for those who are God's been preparing, he's going to infill them and infuse them with his glory and his might and his strength, the 7 spirits of the Lord. And they're going to go forth, and they're going to do his works, raise the dead, do all the miracles that Yeshua did 2,000 years ago, and much more. And that the Father is going to be glorified in this great army that's coming forth, in his sons and his daughters. And this is where we need to have our focus on, and this is where the Lord would have us to put our focus, not on the end-time events. We need to be aware of what's transpiring around us, in our nation, in America, Canada, and the nations of the world. But the great event is the parousia of his coming. And that's where we need to be focused. It does something special to you inside, knowing that soon, very soon, his army is going to stand to his feet. It's the most incredible event outside of the cross, and that's what, when Yeshua was on the cross, and he looked into future time, and this is what he saw. He saw his first fruits company. The time came where they were ready. They went through their trials and their tribulations, and he poured out a spirit upon them, a much greater outpouring than what happened to the 120. And they're going to go forth to do his mighty exploits. And I tell you one thing, you know, a lot of the stuff that's happening around, people are going into fear. But if we are looking up, if we are watching the signs and looking up, preparing our hearts for His infilling, that's what the army of darkness is. They know that their days are numbered. Because this army God's about to raise up and send forth, that they're going to be unstoppable. Nothing, no powers in the enemy is going to be able to stop this great and mighty army of God. And the army of darkness, the powers to be, they're shaking in their boots, knowing that this greatest spiritual force of all history is about to rise and shine. So I'd just like to bring a word of encouragement to you out there. Today is going to be a traveling day. We're going to get more material today. Finish up the roof and maybe make some stairs here, finish off the balcony. But we need to stay focused on the Lord. You know, on the parousia of His coming. These 3 days of darkness they're before us. Don't know when they're going to happen. We just need to be ready. For those who are ready will be empowered. And I remember a time that I was in Winnipeg, Manitoba, ministering late at night, back in the mid-80s, 85, 86. And I was out ministering. I was talking to a sister there about midnight. It was around midnight. And I used to love riding around on my bike. And I just had no strength. I had no strength. And I believe that the Lord did what He did there. That experience that He gave me. I was so tired I didn't even have the strength to even ride my bike across the Osborne Street Bridge in Winnipeg. And I know that people are still telling the story about what happened that night. So I got on my bike. I just wanted to get home, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, right from within the core of my being, the light of God began to shine. And it was a brilliant light, right from my waist up to the top of my head. I was fully translated in the Lord, like a 10,000 watt light bulb. It physically lit up 4 lanes of highway at the midnight hour. And my mouth was open. I couldn't close it. And out of it was coming rivers of joy. I knew experimentally what the joy of the Lord was, and this is what's coming. You know, it's kind of amazing where right at the end of the bridge here was where in this penthouse is where a high priest was. And this is shortly after we were attacked. There's 3 of us. We were under attack by the high priest in Winnipeg, and you know, they killed a lot of people, sacrificed a lot of bodies. I guess that was a testimony to him, because I'm sure that he would have felt the presence of the Lord go out that night. But the midnight hour is here, and God's about to illuminate His vessels. It was such a powerful experience. It couldn't have been any more powerful than what it was. It was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. The glory of the Lord that shone forth. And that's what's going to dispel the works of darkness. So I'd just like to come to you with a word of encouragement to keep looking up, keep pressing in, be aware of the signs that are happening, but don't get sidetracked by it, right? We need to keep our focus on the parousia of Yeshua, because it's right at the door. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you this morning with a word of encouragement from a little place here in Boston Bar, British Columbia, Canada. This is 246, I believe.